Well, that is right, my friends. You're listening here to the home of conservative, not bitter talk. And it is with a heavy heart that I come to you this morning, and this is tougher than I expected with the passing of the great Rush Limbaugh. And we're going to talk about him today. I'm going to talk about his impact on me, on you, on America. There's so many thoughts that I have. And for those that may not know, I imagine all of you know, but for those that do not know or haven't heard yet, Rush Limbaugh passed away yesterday morning from complications due to his lung cancer, the diagnosis that he received about a year ago. And you'll remember that Rush was honored, I think maybe the day or two after he announced to his audience that he had been diagnosed with stage 4, very advanced and aggressive lung cancer. He received the Presidential Medal of Freedom at the State of the Union address back just right around a year ago. And so, just so many thoughts, so many memories. And for those that, I know that obviously you listen to talk radio by tuning in here, it's such a unique, I think, form of media and a way to connect audience and host. And I feel it from you. And I hear from many of you, and we communicate through email and through social media. And I'm not a fan of social media, but I love connecting with people that listen to this program through social media. And however else that we connect, multiple ways. I've met some of you even, and it's just a powerful medium. And Rush had that connection, or just the mass connection with millions upon millions upon millions of Americans. And he impacted people in such a profound way, including me. And I want to share that. And it's not about me. I just want to share his impact and just a portion, this tiny sliver of his legacy. So anyway, this is a tough day for me. So we may take breaks at places that I wasn't prepared to do that. So just be advised that might be the case. And I want to tell you too, I talked to Pedals yesterday afternoon in the office. Pedals does our, if you're on the email newsletter, Pedals puts that together. You can subscribe to that, toddhuffshow.com/subscribe for free. And by the way, we'll even send you an official membership card of the Conservative Not Bitter Party, which is pretty cool, by the way. But I talked with her, and I said, what I want to do today, this was yesterday, I said, what I want to do tomorrow is, can we put together, for those of you that watch on, that stream the video, whether on the website or on social media, you're going to see during our breaks some slides to honor Rush Limbaugh, things that he said. And he said so many other things. These were just things yesterday afternoon as I was having lunch and trying to wrap my head around just what this titan of conservatism, of inspiration, of political talk, what he meant to me, and just to wrap it, what he meant to you and to the movement, to America, all these things. And there were some things that jumped out. So I'm also going to say them for those of you in my way. I cannot completely imitate the great Rush Limbaugh, but it's for no other reason than it's just, some of these things that it's just kind of a personal thing for me to be able to say some of the things he would say. I don't want any of you to think I'm trying to be him or anything like that. It is just my way of expressing gratitude and honor and appreciation to Rush Limbaugh. And I also, for those of you that are watching on the camera, I've got my old Rush Limbaugh t-shirt on. The last, what's it say? The last man standing. I think if you look at the back of this, it says Rush Hudson Limbaugh. Which, again, as with many things with the Rush Limbaugh program, unless you watched the program, or listened to the program, I should say, regularly, you wouldn't necessarily know what it was about. In fact, it's one of the reasons I think Rush often found himself in trouble. He would say things that the media was already saying, and he would make it more dramatized, and people would think it was him that was making the statement. But when in reality, what he was doing was illustrating the stupidity, the absurdity, and so forth of what was being said in the media. And I think oftentimes people missed that. People did not understand that. Anyway, so lots of thoughts running through my head on this. As usual, I jot down notes. This program is not scripted, and by the way, that is, I guess, based upon what I learned from Rush. I think that we connect in more genuine and real ways if I just come on here and talk. Maybe that's crazy in the minds of some television producer or whatever, some radio executive, but that's what we do. We come on here and we talk. We have a conversation. And it feels like a conversation because, candidly, that's what it is. It's a monologue many times. And by the way, we've looked at adding the capability, which we've always known how to do this, to add phone calls. But there's a couple of reasons why I didn't want to do that just yet. But we might do that here sooner rather than later. Add the capacity for taking callers. And there's two reasons. Actually, there's three reasons for that, and I'm not going to go into those right now. But anyway, it is, I feel like now with, just that's one of the things that Rush did so well was interact with his callers. And so maybe now's the time for us to look at doing that. Oz over here may have different opinions on that. But that's something that we've always wanted to do. So I want to start here, though. And I'm going to play this in its entirety. This is sad. This is tough to hear, but if you missed it yesterday, this is Catherine Limbaugh making a statement at the beginning of Rush's program yesterday. And for those of you that have, or may, for all of you, even if you haven't listened, Rush has been he's not been consistently behind the microphone these past, many months. And if he could get there, he would. He oftentimes maybe even filled in when he didn't quite fill up to it. In fact, I believe one day he had to leave early, if memory serves me right. But with his treatment and so forth, he just wasn't able to do it. So there was this period of time for several months where you didn't know necessarily if Rush was going to be in or a guest host. And so anyway, yesterday, you didn't necessarily know at the beginning of the program sometimes whose voice you were going to first hear. And this is the first time, at least that I'm aware, I don't think she's ever done this before, Catherine Limbaugh begins the program with this statement, sharing with Rush's audience that Rush had passed away. So here's her statement.
Hello, everyone. I know that I am most certainly not the Limbaugh that you tuned in to listen to today. I, like you, very much wish Rush was behind this golden microphone right now, welcoming you to another exceptional 3 hours of broadcasting. For over 32 years, Rush has cherished you, his loyal audience, and always look forward to every single show. It is with profound sadness I must share with you directly that our beloved Rush, my wonderful husband, passed away this morning due to complications from lung cancer. As so many of you know, losing a loved one is terribly difficult. Even more so when that loved one is larger than life. Rush will forever be the greatest of all time. Rush was an extraordinary man, a gentle giant, brilliant, quick-witted, genuinely kind, extremely generous, passionate, courageous, and the hardest working person I know. Despite being one of the most recognized, powerful people in the world, Rush never let the success change his core or beliefs. He was polite and respectful to everyone he met. Even most recently, when he was not feeling well in the hospital, he was so appreciative to every single doctor and nurse and custodian and first responder. He never wanted to put anyone out and always thanked them profusely for their help. From today on, there will be a tremendous void in our lives and, of course, on the radio. Rush loved our miraculous country beyond measure. An unwavering patriot. He loved our United States military, our flag, our Constitution, our founding fathers. He proudly fought and defended conservative values in a way that no one else can. Rush often stood up and took arrows on his own because he knew it was the right thing to do. Rush encouraged so many of us to think for ourselves, to learn, and to lead. He often said it did not matter where you started or what you look like. As Americans, we all have endless opportunities like nowhere else in the world. Rush gave us hope that through hard work and determination, we can overcome the obstacles in our lives and be our best. Many of you started small businesses or pursued personal dreams because Rush gave you the faith that you could. He made the most complex issues simple to understand, while making that level of genius look easy. It most certainly was anything but easy. Irreplaceable, remarkable talent. On behalf of the Limbaugh family, I would personally like to thank each and every one of you who prayed for Rush and inspired him to keep going. You rallied around Rush and lifted him up when he needed you the most. I am certain, without a shadow of a doubt, if he could be here today, he would be. He loved you, and he loved this radio program with every part of his being. Instead, we know our Rush is in heaven, encouraging us in the same way he always did on earth. Rush's love for our country and belief that our best days are ahead live on eternally. In Rush's honor, may we all continue Rush's mission in our individual lives and communities. I know all of you listening are terribly sad. We all are. I'm terribly sorry to have to deliver this news to you. God bless you, Rush, and God bless our country.
And with that, we'll take our first time out. Today's program is in honor of America's real anchorman. Be back here in just a minute.
Did you know that if you purchase from one of our advertisers, you can get one free lesson at Todd's Conservative Not Bitter University? It's true. Visit supportouradvertisers.com today to see a full list of qualifying advertisers, like Ward's Apparel, Northwestern Mutual Wealth Management, and Freegee and Freegee Auctioneers, or to register a purchase you made with one of our advertisers. And if you register your purchase, you'll get a free lesson at Conservative Not Bitter University. No questions asked. Visit supportouradvertisers.com today.
I want to get one more season out of my furnace or air conditioner. Have you or someone you know ever made that statement? Economy heating, air conditioning, and plumbing has heard it a lot. Did you know that furnaces and air conditioners are most likely to break down when they're under stress? That means during the hottest and coldest months of the year, like those months quickly approaching us. With winter on the horizon, now is the time to replace that old rickety unit. With 0% financing for up to 72 months and up to $600 in instant rebates, now is the time to buy. Doing great work is Economy's priority, and the satisfaction of their customers is their number one goal, guaranteed. Make your home comfortable this winter. Contact Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing today by calling 317-831-5279 or visit them at economyheatingandair.com.
Healthcare is expensive and complicated. Did you know that as a Christian business owner, it is possible to provide access to affordable health benefits for your employees? Remodel Health has helped employers across the United States save over $22 million in the past 3 years. Our innovative approach allows your employees to have the health benefits they need at a cost you can afford. Go to remodelhealth.com/Todd to help your employees find the health care they deserve. Remodel Health. Rethink employee health benefits.
If you own a rental property, you know the hassles of marketing, renting, collecting, and the handling of maintenance and repairs. One call to Zuluscape can put an end to your property management headaches. Zuluscape has over 20 years of experience helping landlords throughout central Indiana and taking the stress out of owning a rental. From A to Z, let Zuluscape handle it all so you can enjoy owning a rental instead of hating being a landlord. Give us a call at 317-663-8485 or visit our website at zuluscape.com.
Have you seen the price of custom cabinetry and countertops lately? If you're looking for quality, affordable remodels, call Carriage House Woodworking. Our helpful professionals will walk you through every step of the process. We're offering a free sink base with qualifying purchases. Just enter CHWEINC.com/Todd or call 317-406-3042. Call Carriage House Woodworking. You won't have to spend your kids' inheritance just to upgrade your kitchen.
Hunting, fishing, bows, guns, ammo, safes, and more. The Outdoorsman Sports Shop in Greenwood has all the gear you need for your outdoor experience. We have a huge selection of brands that other shops don't carry, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to answer all your outdoor adventure questions. At Outdoorsman Sports Shop in Greenwood, you can even hone your archery skills at our indoor shooting range. Find us online at outdoorsmansportshop.com. So get outdoors, but bring the right gear.
What if your bank treated you like a person instead of an account number? What if you could sit across from the person you are opening an account with or requesting a loan from and have an actual conversation? You may be thinking, Todd, that's crazy talk. Well, not at Citizens Bank. Come visit them in Monrovia and meet Nick Gibson, their new branch manager, and the rest of their staff. Or give them a call at 317-831-0110. Citizens Bank is an equal housing lender and member FDIC.
The compassion of Christ. It's living life connecting to the broken and messy world. It's not simply walking down the street and dropping a quarter in someone's bucket. It's been perverted by Satan from Biblical compassion to feeling sorry for, and sympathy isn't where God wants us to live. It's connecting to broken people in our daily life. Living the compassion of Christ.
Welcome back, my friends. Today we are taking time to honor and remember the impact of Rush Limbaugh, who passed away tragically yesterday from complications from lung cancer. And I want to share with you the impact on me for a moment, because Rush is there's three influencers, two primary, one secondary influencer for me doing this today. The first and foremost, and this is no disrespect to any other influence out there, I believe that Rush was so much better than anyone who's ever done this. Everyone else was simply playing for second place. I don't think the chasm between Rush and anyone else who's done this is so massive that I don't believe that gap will ever be closed. He was a master at the art. He was a genius, incredibly brilliant. And, one of the things that, from someone who's listened and had who's been so inspired by Rush, and I think many of you would say this as well, he had a very good heart, and that people who hate him will never, ever agree with that. They will never even be open to that. In fact, I would go as far to say if you didn't listen to Rush regularly, it was easy to misunderstand who he was and what he did. And if you only read headlines about Rush, you certainly have a misconception of who he is, because the media was not there to explain to you what Rush was doing, why he did it, what he really thought. They weren't there to highlight all of the giving. This guy had given so much of himself, of his resources. He was a blessing to many, many, many people, including me. And I, again, venture to say the vast majority of you as well. But there are three influences on this program. Rush is first and foremost. The second is Dave Ramsey. The third is Lee Strobel, who's an author and a Christian apologist. He wrote The Case for Christ. Dave Ramsey, his inspiration on me is more along the lines of what he's doing with, his Financial Peace University, Total Money Makeover stuff, the programs, the books, the education. That is really the foundational inspiration, I guess you could say, of what we're doing with Conservative Not Bitter University. That's to put additional teeth into helping people become better and not bitter in advocating for conservative principles and values, in understanding and being able to communicate those and to persuade others, that sort of stuff. It's where the rubber meets the road, so to speak, and that's why we're launching that. And you can find out more about that at conservativenotbitter.com. But Rush, his inspiration for me is how I structure the program, what I do every day to prepare for this. Again, this is not scripted. I shouldn't say there's no notes. Sometimes I jot down notes. Usually what I do, I use a program on my computer where I put articles that I want to talk about, and I just, you extemporaneously get there. And that's what Rush did so masterfully. He had a way of interweaving the political stories of the day to get to the deeper fundamental truths, and that's what I want to get to. In fact, I'll be honest, I get a little bit bored when I get into the minutia of some of these things. Like when there's a complicated, story in Washington, D.C. or politics, I get bored with the minutia. This person said this, and this person really meant that. And to me, I would rather talk about these principles. I would rather talk about the values. I would rather talk about the philosophical truths and concepts. And if you notice, I think that's where the program leads. In fact, I don't get into much of splitting hairs on comments. And I'm not saying it's never necessary, but I am saying I leave that up to other people. That doesn't float my boat. What I want to do is communicate larger truths. What I want to do is get people to understand the beauty of this country. What I want to do is get people to see, and Rush, in fact, I just saw a video clip of Rush on Fox and Friends from maybe a year or so ago, a couple years ago, and he was talking about his relationship with Jesus, which is something he didn't do a lot on the program. I think in these last couple of years, maybe more so than he did in the earlier days. But Rush had a relationship with Jesus, which is why we can all take hope that Rush is with his Father in heaven, not because of what Rush did, but because of what Jesus did. And so all these things, those are the things I want to communicate. And I credit Rush for inspiring me to do that. And I think about, what's his impact on your life as well? How has he helped articulate things, made them clearer in your mind? How has he taught you? How have you connected with Rush, for those of you that listened over all these many years? It's a remarkable feat, the ability to do that and to connect with people and to build that relationship and to really be genuine about it, to care about those on the other side of the microphone, on the other side of the speaker, those that are listening to what you say, to really have a heart and a concern, to think about those as individual human beings, not just some number of people. Man, I think so many people fail because of that. Well, you may not. We pray before the program here, and we pray for you. I pray for myself as well. In fact, sometimes I'm like, where am I going to start today? But that connection, that desire, that just that concern and relationship that Rush had with his audience was a major inspiration for me. And I hope I'm 1/1000th of as successful as he was at doing that. And it starts with sincerity and genuineness. And of course, you got to be able to be interesting and thought-provoking and entertaining and all that stuff as well. But just a master at this. I want to share more about his impact on me as well. Maybe briefly, just kind of paint the picture of how I ended up here. I don't know to what degree I've shared that. And this, again, is not about me. It's just to say to you the impact of one person. The impact that one person can have. The impact that you can have. You don't just have to be behind a microphone to have an impact. The impact that you can have and have certainly had on people in your life as well. And so anyway, I just want to share. It's just something in my, on this day, it's just something I want to express. I just want to express as a form of my gratitude to honor the great Rush Limbaugh. So that being said, a timeout is in order. Again, to honor the great Rush Limbaugh, he would say you're listening to the Excellence in Broadcasting Network, the EIB network, Rush's network where he carried his program for all these years. Be back in just a minute.
Enrollment in Todd's conservative, not bitter university is now open. For a limited time, save $10 on Todd's first course, A Christian's Guide to Being a Patriot. For more information or to enroll, visit conservativenotbitter.com. Sponsored in part by Workforce Chaplains. Could your business or organization benefit from the services of a professional team of chaplains? Meet the needs of your employees and foster an excellent work environment with Workforce Chaplains. For more information, visit workforcechaplains.com today.
All right, here we go. $100 down, $200 back at $300.
I went to my first firearms auction a few years ago. It was hosted by TJ Freegee, one of my good friends from high school, who is a champion auctioneer and one of the best in the business. In spite of objections from liberal legislators, I walked away with a .22 rifle and a few boxes of ammunition. And I had a great afternoon with my grandpa that I won't soon forget. If you've ever wondered what treasure you could find in an auction, visit FreegieAuctioneers.com and take a look at their upcoming Central Indiana auction schedule. That's Freegee, F-R-E-I-J-E, auctioneers.com. Visit FreegieAuctioneers.com.
Hi, I'm TJ Freegee, owner and lead auctioneer at Freegee & Freegee Auctions and Marketing. I invite you to come see the power of live auctions. It's fast, it's fun, it's transparent, and it's the absolute best way to ensure you get fair market value for your asset today. Get results, go auction.
Are you tired of manually opening the gate every time you pull in the drive, especially during the freezing cold, pouring rain, or hot, humid weather? Then Gatekeeper Services has your solution. They offer affordable residential and commercial motorized units for your gated properties. Veteran-owned with over 50 years' experience in motorized gate sales and repairs on any make or model, and with numerous entry control options, Gatekeeper Services takes pride being certified in both automated gate system design and operator installation. Simplify your life today by calling 317-714-4061.
Hey Indy, Sid here with Kill a Dent Removal. We specialize in a paint-free repair process known as PDR. Our certified master technicians remove dents and dings of all shapes and sizes, including hail damage, with zero body fillers, zero painting, and zero diminished value. Most repairs are completed the same day, many even while you wait. Check us out at killadentremoval.com. And remember, folks, don't paint your car, go PDR.
Why would you call a company called Commercial Service for your home heating, cooling, and plumbing? Same question I had, because they have provided over 70 years of quality service and Trane products for both homes and businesses in Central Indiana. It's hard to stop Commercial Service, and it's hard to stop a Trane. Give them a call. I'm glad I did.
Call Commercial Service at 812-339-9114 or online at commercialservice.com. Commercial Service, commercial-grade service for your home.
Fireplaces can be beautiful and even essential in heating some homes. But did you know they could be dangerous to your family if not properly maintained? Chimneys need to be cleaned and inspected annually. My family and I had Smalling Masonry inspect ours. They are friendly, informative, on time, and helped us use our wood-burning stove more efficiently. Call Christian-owned Smalling Masonry today at 317-903-8121 and mention my name, Todd Huff, for a 15% off chimney inspection and sweep.
Corin Homes is expanding their 55-plus community. Briar Creek is the only senior manufactured home community in Indianapolis featuring Indiana-built homes. Floor plans and finishes starting at $75,000. Enjoy affordable, low-maintenance lifestyle with the charm of a residential neighborhood. Located minutes from I-465 in Fort Harrison State Park. Corin Homes, family-owned and operated since 1955. Check us out at COHRONhomes.com. Mention the Todd Huff Show and receive a $1,000 discount on your new home.
Welcome back. By the way, this program is brought to you in part by our friends at the Outdoorsman Sports Shop. Outdoorsman Sports Shop was established in 1976, and they have one mission, that's to bring a high-quality hunting shop to the Greenwood area. So, check them out, outdoorsmansportshop.com, outdoorsmansportshop.com, or you can visit their store in Greenwood. Visit their store in Greenwood as well, the Outdoorsman Sports Shop. I want to continue here our conversation with, about, Rush Limbaugh and his passing yesterday and his impact. And I just want to share. So, his impact on me personally, I was, I'm quickly do this. I was raised in a small town, Central Indiana. became a Christian follower of Jesus in 1993, and that happened at a Fellowship of Christian Athletes football camp in a little bitty place called Marshall, Indiana. Beautiful, beautiful place in western Indiana. And my life was changed pretty dramatically. My priorities shifted immediately. And the things that I took most interest in were politics and religion. I was 15 years old. And so I went, upon graduating from high school, I went to Butler University, and my plan at the time was to go to law school. I know there's way too many lawyers out there. I'm waiting for this insert good lawyer joke here. I just don't have the time or too much interest in doing that. But I really wanted to eventually get into politics, which I'm honestly glad I didn't do that, because I think one of the things we have too many of are lawyers in politics. We need regular people with other professions. It doesn't mean that you can't be a lawyer and be in politics. We just have way too many. It's much too disproportionate in that regard. So anyway, went to Butler, actually went to a pre-law program at American University in Washington, D.C., and that's where it was. I learned as a conservative and as a Christian. That's when I learned just how, I guess I knew before, but I wasn't as outspoken. I was quiet, believe it or not, at Butler most of the time. I would speak with professors individually, but not in front of the class usually. I was quiet. But when I got to Washington, D.C., and we were openly debating a lot of cultural, political, societal issues, it was oftentimes me against the class. And I loved it. Decided I didn't want to go to law school, but that is when truly the dream of doing this was born. I didn't understand it. I didn't even know what this was at the time, but that's when this dream was born. And when I came back, I actually lived on a standard-bred horse farm in a little town called Hall, Indiana, back in 1999. And it was there that I was turned on to the Rush Limbaugh program by my pastor, by a gentleman named Jack, and I loved Rush from day one. In fact, I would schedule my day, I kid you not, around when I could listen to Rush Limbaugh, which was 1 to 4, which I didn't know at the time. Was an hour delayed. Rush has always been on from noon to 3. The local station here carried it from 1 to 4. When I found out it wasn't live, I about lost my mind, because I couldn't even come to grips with the reality that this guy was saying something an hour previously to when I was hearing it. But I didn't just listen. I studied. In fact, I remember, and folks, this is 22 years ago now. I literally remember trimming, we had miles of fence line. I remember trimming the fence line and listening to Rush, or even better yet, doing some mock interviews I was having in my mind with people like Matt Lauer. Yes, I'm that kind of nerd. But I studied, I listened, I thought. He inspired me to do these things. He was so good at what he did, so captivating, so just could connect and pull you in and teach, and was so wise and intelligent. It wasn't just about explaining the issue of the day. It was talking about the bigger picture and the ideas and why it mattered, the Constitution, conservatism, why these ideas matter, why they fundamentally changed the landscape of the world and changed, they set the foundation for what we experience here in this great nation today. And so that's where it began. And I went through a series of, after I left that horse farm, I got into sales. I worked at a marketing firm. Friends of mine still today. In fact, you'll hear them on this program, Jarbo Marketing. I worked there years ago. Great guys, great organization, great company. And I ran a Boys and Girls Club. Then I became an entrepreneur. And all this was, I'm telling you, was inspired in some degree. The radio talk side massively, but the other side was still Rush inspires people. Like his wife said there in that her comments yesterday that I played in the first segment. She pointed out that he inspired all of us. I'm guessing he inspired the vast, vast majority of you in some way as well. And so eventually I told my wife, or I asked my wife back on a family vacation in 2015 what she thought about me starting a podcast, and she said, that sounds like a good idea. I think she was thinking it was something I would do on the weekends. I'm thinking nationally syndicated talk radio show. And anyway, that was the birthplace of this program. And it was grown by listening to and learning from and studying the great, and I mean great, Rush Limbaugh. There's hate out there today. The people that say things, despicable things, these folks aren't worth 2 seconds of your time. And there's a lot of them out there saying some really bad things about Rush. I just completely 100% ignore that stuff. Would encourage you to do the same. Decent human beings don't say those things. Anyway, that's the impact he had on me. That's why I'm here today. And I'm guessing each of you have a story of how he's, thinking back to the things that he said, which we'll do here as well as we take this next time out. Again, Rush would always say these things. Again, this is not to steal his stuff. This is to honor him when I say this. We're going to take a quick time out. And as Rush would say, documented to be almost always right, 99.8% of the time. Be back here in just a minute.
Like what you hear on Todd's show? Why not get more by signing up for Todd's free Semi-Sweet Morsels of Truth newsletter. To subscribe, visit toddhuffshow.com/subscribe or text HUFF to 31996.
When life is hard for the women you care about, there is help with issues such as widowhood, anxiety, depression, or abuse. They don't have to go through it alone. Peace Restored is there to walk with women through the journey. Peace Restored helps women through free mentoring, counseling, and education. When life is hard, Peace Restored is there to help women you care about find hope and healing. To learn more, visit peacerestored.net.
This is the sound of your typical do-it-yourselfer in completely over his head.
For heating, plumbing, and electrical done right.
Call Mr. Quick! Call Mr. Quick!
Dial the number, spell the words.
For on time.
Our sense of smell stimulates memory and emotion. A scent can seemingly transport us to another place in time. Homemade, hand-poured candles and melts from spur-of-the-moment creations will give your nose the experience the rest of your body is missing during any season of the year. Crackling firewood, fresh-cut grass, Macintosh apple, and even racing fuel are some of their over 200 engaging fragrances. Visit spurofthemomentcreations.com and enter coupon code TODD at checkout to receive 15% off your order today.
Family owned since 1973, Edwards Equipment at 1375 East Main Street in Danville is ready to meet your equipment needs by selling, renting, and servicing several makes and models of lightweight residential or heavy-duty commercial equipment. We carry and service top-name brands like Ferris, Kubota, Steel, Gravely, Honda Power, Land Pride, and more. Visit edwardstractor.com or call 317-745-6427 to check out our clearance specials today. At Edwards Equipment, we don't just sell you any piece of equipment, we sell you the right piece of equipment.
Would you like to save 20% or more on your insurance? Let AIA and Avon do a free comparison for you. As an independent agent, we can find savings that fit your needs and budget. We work for you, not the insurance companies. Whether your insurance need is big or small, give AIA a call, 317-718-1747, or find out what we can do for you at AIA4lowrates.com.
Need to refresh or renovate your commercial space? Call Interior Construction Services today, providing the highest level of quality construction at a competitive price. Our service-minded team is here to deliver the detail-oriented environment you're looking to create, on time and on budget. Call us at 317-991-4660 or visit us online at interiorconstruct.com. Interior Construction Services. Progressive, productive, professional.
The printing industry has changed a lot since we opened for business in 1931, but what our clients expect from us really hasn't changed. Quality print, fast turnaround, and competitive prices. We've learned a lot at Moeller Printing over 86 years and 3 generations. Why not put that experience to work for you? Call 317-353-2224 and mention discount code RADIO to receive 10% off your first order. Call Moeller Printing at 317-353-2224.
Folks, I got to be honest. This has been tough for me today. This has been really, really difficult for me to lose this icon, this influencer, this genius. And again, outside of, there's all, individual people that I know personally. I never met Rush, and I got to be honest. I don't care. I don't care to meet anyone else in the industry or whatever. I really don't. If I do, that's great. I don't mean that as a disrespect to anyone. But with Rush, I would have loved to have sat down and had the opportunity to talk with him, to pick his brain, to understand just the amount of things he would have been able to teach, the amount of things he did teach through the radio. So I would have loved to have had that opportunity. But of course, that's something that we can't do. But the archives of stuff that he has left us from his show, 3 hours a day since 1988 when it was syndicated, August 1st, I think it was, of 1988. But even before then, he was doing radio. I think back to 1984 is when he started his talk show, I think in Sacramento. And then, even before that, he's always wanted to do radio. And that's what his dream was, and he was a master at it. And so, a couple of other things I just want to share about Rush here. In fact, there's one of the things he said that I don't know. I've tried several times to say it, and I don't know that I can. But this one I liked as well. This is one of the things I liked about Rush as well. And again, to understand what Rush was trying to do when he would say these things, people misunderstood him as arrogance and, oh, this guy thinks he's so great. And Rush was confident. Don't misunderstand. Rush was a confident guy. But Rush wasn't arrogant. I always tell people there's a difference between confidence and arrogance. Confidence is me believing in me, right? Or me believing in what God's made me to do. If you want to have a confidence through Christ. But me, arrogance says, I want you to see, right? Arrogance is looking outward to say, I want you to see how great I am. Confidence is just, all right, this is what I got to do. Put my nose down to the grindstone and let's do it. And Rush was understood to be arrogant by many people, but in such an erroneous way, because he did it on stage. He had a performance factor, and people confuse these things. But one of the things he said, and we're going to take a break here with this, and he would often say this when he came back from the break: half my brain tied behind my back just to make it fair. And again, as with everything that he said, or the vast majority of things that he said, sometimes he made mistakes. Look, there's no denying that. He's human like the rest of us. But the point of this statement was to just illustrate how absurd some of the things we're being told in culture and society are when it comes to fairness and all that sort of stuff. So Rush says, fine, to make it fair, left, I'll tie half my brain behind my back. So with half my brain tied behind my back just to make it fair, we'll take this next time out, come back and wrap up. Be back in just a minute.
Stay on top of the nonsense our colleges are subjecting students to today by listening to Todd's monthly interview series with Matt Lamb, assistant editor of The College Fix. Listen at toddhuffshow.com/college. Brought to you by Apprentice University. With so many societal changes, everyone's talking about apprenticeships and college debt. Businesses seek employees with practical problem-solving skills. Visit apprentice.university to learn about our demanding academics and paid apprenticeships in excess of tuition. No debt, in-demand skills, Christian community.
All your life, you've planned and taken care of the people you love. They always knew you had a plan. Taking care of your final wishes will give them one final gift. Buying your headstones direct through Thomas Monument saves your loved ones additional stress during a difficult time and saves money by cutting out the middleman. Call 317-244-6525 or go online to thomasmonument.com to understand why families have trusted us since 1962.
Hey Indianapolis, by now you've probably heard about Jody Dowdle with Midwest Tax Group. Jody and his team are experts at helping you prepare your personal or small business tax returns. You can count on Midwest Tax Group to get every deduction possible and work for your higher refund. And not just on this year's taxes, they'll check your prior returns for any tax savings you may have missed for free. Are you behind on filing your returns? They can file past due returns and help negotiate with the IRS too. They complete most tax returns within a week and charge an affordable flat fee, no hourly billing. And as their client, you can consult with the team at Midwest Tax Group year-round at no charge. Midwest Tax Group has 4 office locations in Castleton, Greenwood, Plainfield, and Greenfield, with evening and weekend appointments available. Schedule your appointment today at 317-288-5260. That's 317-288-5260. Or visit their website at mwtaxgroup.com. Midwest Tax Group can help you more than any piece of software ever could.
Hi, this is Kenton with Christian Community Connect. We're a network of business professionals that are committed to living out our faith in the marketplace by preferring one another in love while serving everyone. With online listings at $27 per month, if you're a Christian in business, committed to treating others as you would want to be treated, we would love to include you. Check our reviews and sign up at ChristianCommunityConnect.com.
There is plenty to worry about these days. If you're working with Blake Hornsby at Northwestern Mutual, your retirement and financial security doesn't need to be one of them. Blake is a time-tested financial advisor with over 20 years of experience at Northwestern Mutual. For an independent review of your financial planning needs, call Blake and mention the Todd Huff Show for a free initial consultation. Call 317-215-8322 or visit blakehornsby.com. Invest in your peace of mind with Blake Hornsby at Northwestern Mutual.
Geothermal tax credits are back, making this the perfect time to install a new Climate Master geothermal system. Take advantage of this limited time 26% tax credit and begin cutting your heating and cooling bills immediately. Visit indianageothermal.com/info to get your free Climate Master information kit or call 317-829-1490. Visit indianageothermal.com/info or call 317-829-1490. Geothermal, it's cheaper than you think.
Our word can't be diluted because we are taught that a promise is a commitment in which you always follow through. No ifs, ands, or buts. So every time you walk through Greg Hubler Chevrolet doors, you can count on the advice and expertise we provide you. Because when we make a promise, we keep it. Greg Hubler Chevrolet. Promise kept. Visit GregHublerChevy.com. Find new roads.
All right, I'll be honest with you. I have almost said this 10 times in the show today. I just have had a very, very, very difficult time saying it. But Rush would say, bear with me here. Rush would say, oftentimes, talent on loan from God. And in fact, I remember in the last couple of weeks, the last month or so, Rush even making the comment where he paused and said, "You don't realize how true that is." Folks, we did have a great talent given to us. On loan from God. On loan from God, indeed. And I take great comfort. I apologize. I tried my level best here to keep it together. But I take great comfort in knowing that Rush is with that Creator God today because of his faith in Jesus Christ. And it is a very reassuring thing. So, apologize. Toughest show I've ever had to do, folks. Have a great day. SDG. See you tomorrow. Take care.
As a listener of this program, I have no doubt that you embrace the value of hard work, honesty, and integrity. And when you have the opportunity to work with a company that fully embraces and shares these values, I'm sure you jump at it. Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing is just that type of company in Central Indiana. Jeff and Jod Woods have a team of professional technicians here to help tune up your furnace or install a quality new train system. And they're also here to fix those nasty plumbing problems that seem to happen at the absolute worst time. So the next time you have a plumbing, heating, or cooling need, give the good folks at Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing a call. Call 317-831-5279. That's 317-831-5279. Or visit economyheatingandair.com.
You rely on your vehicle every day. It's not a member of the family, but you spend as much time with it as most family members. You wouldn't take your family to just any doctor, so don't trust your vehicle to just any repair service. At Raymond's Auto and Truck Repair in Plainfield, we have well-trained, caring technicians that have the expertise to get you back on the road. For 25 years, we've been servicing personal, commercial, and fleet vehicles. Give us a call at 317-838-7112 for the car service you deserve.
Wallace Construction is a family-owned business with 45 years' experience in asphalt, concrete, and seal coating. At Wallace Construction, our wide variety of experience and top-notch customer service have helped us build a strong reputation in Central Indiana. But we don't rest on that reputation. We build it, one job at a time. If you have an upcoming project, call us at 317-422-5356. That's Wallace Construction, 317-422-5356, and ask for Richard or Roger.